Your child does not learn much with success. I'll say this again. Your child does not learn much with success. Every time that your child has to fight a battle, has to struggle to win, has to struggle to overcome the bully, has to struggle to get that party bag by themselves at the party. Yes, not you going there to fight or going to school to fight for your child, praising your child all the time. You are raising a narcissist. Yes, especially mothers. Mothers are usually the ones guilty, not the only ones, but they're usually the ones guilty of raising narcissistic men, because you get to do everything for them. Then they get into their relationships and expect the same sickening act that their mothers have indulged them with all their lives. You must allow your children to fight their battles by themselves. Yes, let them be the one to handle certain matters. I'm not talking about extreme abuse, obviously, but make sure that you're not that mother that is mothering and doing every single thing. Let them wash. Let them go out there and win. Let them have chores. Let them have responsibilities. Let them go outside. Failure helps your child. Let them fail. Another way that you raise narcissistic people, narcissistic lovers, narcissistic men, is when you're inconsistent with your discipline. You are very inconsistent. And this is often with parents that do not have mastery of self and they do not have emotional intelligence. You know, I've told you about emotional intelligence being a fruit of the spirit. Yes, self-control. You need to have it. One moment you're loving on your child, and the next moment you're flipping, you're shouting, and the next moment you're hitting that child, the next moment you're sending the child to the room. You're confusing that child. You're all over the place. You know, just the same way yeah, that's what you're doing to your child. You're driving that child crazy. Now, this child will grow up not understanding you. They will understand definitely that you're gaga, you're loony, because one moment you're doing this, one moment you're doing that. Nobody is saying that it has to be 100% love all the time. Well, perhaps it has to be 100% love. But what we're trying to say is that let your child know how you regulate. You are not supposed to be all over the place when it comes to discipline. For most of the time, you should be consistently loving and you should communicate effectively. And the same pattern is what you will use to discipline the child in love. Do you get it? You don't just become a random Medusa, just random. You're confusing the child. That child then grows up to emulate what it is that you have taught that child. That child is that guy that is married and refused to eat the wife's soup when she cooks. That's the one that moves out of the room. Yeah. And I know that they're all here. Yes, now they're here. Moves out of the room. They don't talk to each other for days, for weeks, for months. Confusion. That is how they've learned to regulate. That is how they've learned malice, strife, and then they begin to hit. There's emotional abuse, financial abuse. I won't give you this when you do that. Those things don't just manifest in adulthood. They manifest in childhood, and it's often taught by the parents. This is what parents do to create narcissists. Narcissists are not people that they just become when they get married or become when they're in relationships. They become from the age of 2 when they're children. They get messed up. That's what you're doing to your child if you're not careful, if you're not intentional, if you're not prayerful, and if you're not sensitive and discerning.